Hey everyone, welcome to Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 18, episode 1. So how is everyone today? What's up with you? How has your week been? Or the last 2 weeks, I should say, because I took last Sunday off, just showing these beautiful flowers that Steve and Tom got me. I came home and there was 3 bouquets of flowers in the sink, sitting in water waiting for me. And I was like, what is happening? Why? Steve doesn't usually buy me flowers, and that's okay because I love flowers. I think they look great, but I like them in a clean room. And right now, focusing on other things, the house isn't that clean. So I don't, I'm not worried if I don't get flowers. But I guess Tom was driving home and found this place. It was after Mother's Day and they were all reduced. And he phoned Steve to tell him about them, and Steve said to get some. And yeah, so when I came home and there was all these flowers, first of all, Steve does not have to get me flowers. I love him regardless. But then if he did get me flowers, why so many? But then when I found out that they were reduced from, so how much would that be? So they were like 15 pounds each, and they were reduced to £1 a bouquet, so 3 pounds for all of this. It's crazy, and they're beautiful, and these lilies smell like, if you smell a lily like up close, like some people don't like the smell, some people do like the smell, but when you come in a room and you just smell flowers, it just smells so nice. So I thought they'd be, especially because I still haven't taken the Easter and spring decorations down from the loft, so I thought this would be a nice display for my rambling hour. So speaking of which, the guy that was going to do our floors after Christmas, which it is after Christmas, it's just like way later after Christmas. Steve's talked to him. He gave him a quote and he just needs to come and look at the floors. So I don't even know if I'm going to decorate for Easter and spring. Is it worth taking it out for a few weeks? I don't know, or just skipping a year and focusing on other things. Like I said, I've been focusing on the garden. We've been having nice weather here, very mild, and enough that you might wear your jumper, your sweater during the morning and then take it off in the heat of the afternoon and then put it back on by evening, but still working outside. It's been sunny and dry, and I've been able to get a lot done outside. The house has suffered a bit because I keep waiting for the rainy days to do the stuff in the house. But until then, so another goal checked off the list is I'm going to set these ones on the floor. So you're probably not going to see them unless I put these ones on the floor because they are similar to the bouquet up there. And then put these ones here. Thank goodness I have a bunch of vases for all these flowers. This vase is probably the best and prettiest one. That one was from Steve's dad for us, or for me. I think it was, I can't remember if it was a gift to the family or just specifically to me. I think it might have just been, I can't remember, so I don't want to. Anyways, okay, so the outfit. Now, I'm not one to usually have hair over my eye, or so you can see my roots too, that I need to do my hair. And what's with the straight hair? Steve says it looks so weird. Hi, Mom. Mom says, hi, Lisa. And Steve says it looks so weird, like a wig. Okay, so I needed to straighten my hair, and I'll explain it all. But I ordered myself a straightener, and I have to brag about this. I should have brought the box in. I'll put it in the comments, which is something I got to figure out too now that they're deleting all my lives 30 days after I do them. That if I put something in the comments, where will people? Okay, anyways, so I will show you the brand that I got. But I wanted, I didn't want to spend like 200 pounds on a hair straightener, but I didn't want to buy a 20-pound straightener would be fine if it did the job. What I wanted was one that I could tell what temperature it's at, because the higher the heat, the straighter the hair, especially when you have naturally curly hair. That's why a lot of people who have really curly hair, like Erica, they just can't get a nice flat iron like this to straighten their hair. The other thing is, when I straighten my hair, I usually curl the ends so that it doesn't look just poker straight like this. It has some volume and stuff to it. But I needed this to be the look. I needed a different color of hair, but that I'll do in a program called, well, it's like a free, it's like Photoshop, but it's free. It's called GIMP, and I need to start learning how to use it, and I'll start with these pictures. So I told you guys a few weeks ago that there was this Barbie that I bought a few years ago, And she is like a bigger bodied Barbie, a fashionista. And so I've got like clothes that was like the outfit, like the hat, except mine's brown instead of black. The shirt, girl power. Mine says she believed she could, so she did. And hi, Melody. My sister Melody says, hi, Lisa. And the skirt, hers is like leopard print, but it's like an orangey red with blue. And mine is red with red inside the dots as well. So that's where I got to do a bit more Photoshop. Hers goes to here and her shirt goes to there. So I did take some pictures of myself earlier and had the shirt folded under and had the skirt folded under as well. And then her shoes are, she's got a bit of a heel and I don't, but I am wearing, so I'll scooch you back so I can show you my whole outfit, although I did take pictures, so you don't need to worry. So, no, I don't know if you need to go even further back. Oh, I know what, no, you need to, wait, how can I do this? Put you up and then face down. Hang on. Up. You might need to go higher than that. Up. And facing down. Will that work? Without falling over? Okay, well, that's good enough for now. So the shoes are just some old sandals that I have. The skirt goes all the way to my ankles if I wear it properly. And the shirt goes like that. So try to get it in. But I did take pictures of myself outside, so I did a little photo shoot with myself to look like the Barbie. If I... Oh no, she opened. I don't want her to open because then she loses her value. Let me... There's like... I don't know if it's... what's holding it on now. Anyways, let's just do this and focus, Lisa. So, oh, I was getting the whole outfit in. So, big hipped Barbie. Now that I've taken the photos with the bigger Barbie, I am, listen, this is the point. We have to love ourselves no matter what we look like. Big, small, in between, whatever. So I took pictures, loving myself the way I am right now. But I do want to start working out again, and that's for me. I want to be stronger and eat healthier and make that decision for myself. But the thing is, love yourself any way that you are. So let's go back. So the goal is done. This is a goal I've been like meaning to do for a couple of years. But when I bought the Barbie, I was bigger. I didn't take the photos. And then that's when I started, this isn't going down. And then I started working out. So then I couldn't really take the photos because I didn't really look like her. The other thing is, I don't know how close I brought her to you, but if you notice, you may or may not have noticed. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm just setting you up properly again. You may or may not have noticed, and now that the box opened a bit, I can show you that if you look closely, her eyes are green. She's not smiling. Okay. I need her to be in focus too. See, I don't know how to get the hair like she has it like down and then around and bring it around town. Anyways, let's stop playing with our Barbies. And I need to put my hair back. Like, I can cover the white. I do need to... Okay, so this straightener. Seriously. First of all, I have to say, I think when I was younger, I used to have to go and get my hair thinned because I had, like, too thick of hair. Now, I don't have, like, really, really thin hair. There's still a good amount there. But I think my hair is thinner than it used to be. However, this straightener, even taking, like, good-sized chunks of hair, like that much, brushing it out and using my straightener on it. This straightener, it cost 40 pounds. And Auntie Diane says, hello. Hello, Auntie Diane. So the straightener cost 40 pounds. I had this long of hair straightened within a half an hour. Like it was so quick. And it's the best straightener I've ever had though. It's been years since I've had my own straightener. The girls have straighteners, but I can't believe how good this straightener worked. And yes, I know it looks weird with my hair straightened. Like I said, if I was to straighten it like to wear out, I would curl the end so it had some volume and stuff. But Steve says he likes my curls, and I do think my hair, my curls, my long curly hair is like my signature. That's what Erica said too, because Aurora straightened her hair yesterday with it just to see how it worked, and it did work really good on Erica's as well. And because you can set it, so you can set the temperature. I can't remember what the lowest setting is for people who have damaged hair or don't need it as hot, but it can go all the way up to 230 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know. It goes higher for people who have really curly hair or it's harder to straighten their hair. So that's what I was looking for, 40 pounds. So average price. And if it didn't work, I was going to send it back because I bought it on Amazon, but I'll figure out what the brand is. And I'm just so impressed with this. What else was I going to say? So, hair straightening, doing this, getting the pictures done, checking off another goal. The weird thing is, like with my hair, is that like so much of the like front part, like all like up here, it's gone white. But if the further back you go, it hasn't gone white. So it's like darker there. So even when I dye like just my roots, that's why if you look at my hair underneath here, even though it's the same bottle of dye, this is darker than what's on top. Not because I'm using different hair colors, but because like I said, my hair in the front has gone white, so it dyes lighter, and the hair underneath is still like darker, so it dyes darker. So I have all these like different shades in my hair, but let's call it my own style and go with it. Still not ready to go, like to let it go out naturally to the white because it just ages a person, I think. So what is new? What's happening? So I know I thought that I was going to have like an Easter theme this week, but I'm going to do it. Next Sunday is Palm Sunday. So I'm going to do Easter, either Easter crafts or Easter kitchen. And then the Sunday after that is actual Easter Sunday. So I'm planning on doing something Easter. If we're having, even if we have Easter dinner at like in the afternoon, I doubt that, like I'll probably be free for 8 o'clock. So I'm not completely sure on Easter Sunday. I don't expect anyone to really watch on Easter Sunday. They'll be busy, but for my own, just to get it out of the way, I might do Easter. Whatever I don't do next Sunday, I'll either do on Easter Sunday or I'll do it the Sunday after, even though it's already after Easter. I'll still do it just so that I have it there. I am planning on moving all my videos to YouTube, like the back catalog of all my videos to YouTube, because 2 reasons. 1, because I've been meaning to put them on there for years. And 2, because they're deleting my lives on here. And again, I understand why they're deleting lives. It takes up a lot of space on their servers probably. And some people will do lives for hours and hours just of like so people can watch them doing their chores and whatever they do with their lives. And so that I understand. Mine are a little bit different because they're lives, but they're only an hour a week. So I want them, anyways, I'm going to move them to YouTube. And then all of the ones that I do, like Easter crafts and Christmas crafts and everything from the past years, people can go and watch them on there and see them. So what else is new? Let me think. I'm excited about the garden. I lost a bit of momentum with the garden because we went to Canada last year for 6 weeks in the summer. And when I came back, so many of my plants had sadly passed away. And I just felt a bit, not so great about things. But I'm back out there. Things are coming together. I redid my waterfall, which I'm really excited about. I have bought this like foam. It's like expanding foam, but it's black, and you put it in. So when you build like a waterfall or a stream, if there's like gaps so I want the water to run a certain way, right? And where the ledge is, if I put a rock on top of this ledge like this so that it falls like that, I'm not putting a spillway on the second ledge. So say there's the ledge there. If I put a nice rock on it to cover the black plastic, the water is going to run underneath the rock because that's where the gaps are, right? So I can put this foam stuff there, and then put the rock on top of it so it seals it all. And then the water has nowhere to go but build up to the side of the rock and then go over the rock. But also, when this stuff is like wet, I can put pebbles and sand or even dirt. Like people have put dirt in the foam, and then like moss will grow on it. So it'll all look nice and everything else. So putting stones and rocks in the little gaps and things that I need to fill in so that the waterfall will look good. One of the mistakes I made when I made my waterfall is the farther your water falls, the deeper. So I just thought your water falls and then goes on to the next thing and falls and goes on to the next thing. But the farther your water falls, the deeper of a pool you should have there. Because if it's flat here and the water falls, it splashes. And that's fine if you have unlimited water, but it's going to splash everywhere, which will water my plants. But whatever your source of water is, the pond or whatever, that's going to waste water, and it's going to go lower and lower, right? Because the water is like leaving the system. So you need to make like a pool there so that the water that falls breaks the surface and goes into the pool of water, and it's not as much splashback, so you don't lose the water. So I've redone it and dug a deeper pool on that first big waterfall. I've made it look, it's going to look so good. And I buried the tube in it, and I've been waiting for my spillway. A spillway is you've seen them probably in other people's ponds or online. It's like exactly what it sounds like. It's like usually black. It's like a ledge that's like about this wide. So, and then it has like, okay, so it goes like this. If you're looking at it from the side, it goes like flat ledge down like a little reservoir. And so that's your flat ledge, and then a reservoir here, and then you put the tube to it and fills the reservoir with water so that there's lots, and then it goes over the ledge and then spills, just to give you an even spill. So I had a spillway years ago, but when I bought it, where the tube goes on was the wrong size. So I was waiting for Steve's friend, to fix it, to make it, to put a conversion thing on it to make it to the right size that I needed for the tubing. And that's like 8 years, maybe 6 years that I've been waiting for it, and he still hasn't done it. So I ended up buying another spillway with the proper size, and it'll be here hopefully soon, before it says the 10th. It should be here by the 10th, if not sooner. So I've put the big yellow tubing for the water to go, because you put the pump into the pond with the big tubing. It pumps the water up the tubing to the top of the waterfall, and then fills the spillway, and then spills down the waterfall into the pond, and then it becomes a circuit, right? So the spillway will get here, the tubing's in, so it's hidden because you don't want to see this big yellow tubing. It's the same thing I did when I did the stream, and I want to redo the stream actually as well, but I'm just super excited about it. I've cleaned up areas out there. I have plans, and I haven't done any seedlings or anything, but I just have plans to love what I have and make what I have even better. Instead of like continuing to make more plants and do this and do that, I need to focus on what I have and make it better. That's why I said it's not the worst thing in the world if I don't take out the Easter and spring decorations this year, because even though it doesn't take me that long to put everything out and then put it away, it's less clutter, it's less focus. I like distracting my focus from that stuff and just focusing on improving on what I have right now. So, what else can we talk about? Food. I've been making dinners again, which is like nice. I mean, I always make sure the family eats, but I hadn't been focused on it. Whereas this past week, I also bought snacks and stuff because I know that I wanted to change my eating habits. So I bought things like yogurts and like sliced meat and sliced cheese and cucumber and things that I want to start making like snacks and easy things and planning better for meals. So yeah, like this. So with the gardening stuff, I cleaned the brush up, like like scrap wood and branches and things that you've cut off or broken off or whatever, and you pile it onto the fire pit. And you make sure before you burn it, if it's been sitting there all winter, you make sure underneath it there's no critters living in it, like hedgehogs and stuff like that, because they like that kind of debris to make nests. But yeah, you make sure nothing's in there before you burn it. And so I burnt that. I knew I needed to burn that pile down, and I took out fish from the freezer, let it thaw. And then what better way to cook fish than on the coals of a campfire? So after it burnt down, I cooked the fish and in tin foil with onion, and another big thing of tin foil with sliced potatoes and onion, and it was so yummy. But I also made the butternut squash fry up that I've told you guys about many times, and it was a very delicious, yummy meal. Do you know, it makes me so excited when the family, even if okay, so let's see, there's 2 of them that like it and 2 of them that don't. I think it's Aurora and Allison who love the butternut squash fry up, and it's healthy, and like it makes me feel so good when they're like excited about something that's healthy and yummy. And then and I don't blame them, because I know it's a specific taste, but Erica and Thomas don't like it, and that's absolutely fine. But me and Steve really like it. So what did I make the other day as well? So I've just been trying to do stuff in the kitchen as well. And art classes have been going good. The last 2 weeks that I've been back at art, my pictures are almost finished, but I like packed up at 4 o'clock when the class is over, and I'm like, oh, I'll finish it at home. And I just hadn't taken it out and did it because it's been sunny and I've wanted to be outside and everything else. But both of them are like almost finished. I just need to do a couple more things on them. So I want to finish those, and then I'll post them. So art class is good. I love seeing the ladies there. Miniature making, the table is right there, which you might have saw when I moved things around. So what I've done some of the nights, I need my Kleenex, hang on. I hid everything under this blanket. My little tissue box. What's this color? Oh, rose gold seems to be my color right now. So I bought this actually a while ago when I bought some journals that were rose gold. And I don't know if I told you guys this. So that, and then when Steve got me an iPad and an iPad cover, he asked me what color, and I got rose gold. So now I brought that back out and I'm writing in my journal, which is rose gold. Oh, the rubbish bin garbage goes right here by this table, and so I would drop this in here, but I have those flowers there right now. So, miniatures. So some of the nights, because before we change the clocks, it would get dark outside about 6:30. 5:30 is how they say it here. And then I would come in and make supper, and then I would have the hours I would sit down and work on some miniatures or whatever while me and Steve watched TV and ate supper. And then once we changed the clocks, which was the same weekend as Mother's Day, last weekend, yeah, then it stays light until 7:30, basically. So I have had to make sure I knew what I was going to make for supper, had that planned, and then I've been outside longer. And then if I come in, I don't know what's going on here. I'm just flushing. Sometimes this happens. Like I'll get red on my neck and stuff too. Sometimes it is like oral allergy syndrome, so I'll eat something. Sometimes it's because like out in the garden or different pollens and stuff that I'm allergic to. So this is not makeup. I have no idea what's going on here right now. Yes, so I haven't done as much miniatures as I've wanted to, but I have been working on the fruit and veg stand, so I'm getting there. I'm almost done. Very excited to put it all together when it is done. The other thing with my hair color right now is it's very yellow. If you dye your hair blonde, but it has like this brassy yellow tone, you can get what's called purple shampoo. So purple on the color spectrum and like the yellow or whatever, when you mix them, it like counteracts it or whatever. So instead of being so brassy yellow, I'll get more of a natural color, like a darker blonde that looks more natural than the brassy. So I'm gonna do my roots, and then after that, like the next time I wash my hair, I'll use my actually the dye will probably make it more of the color I want it to be too, but once the brass comes back, I can use my purple shampoo. because I don't want my hair this yellowy color anymore. I had that too long when I was a younger chicken. Yep, so Steve continues to lose weight and be healthy, and I'm really proud of him, but I need to get on it as well and be more of an encouragement to him instead of eating Reese peanut butter cups and stuff in front of him. So I can't believe that it's April already. Like, I hope for my Canadian pals, I know it snowed there in the last few weeks, and I know it's not uncommon to maybe have snow still in April, but I hope that spring will sprung for you soon and that you guys get nice weather. And the best thing about spring, especially when you get those days that feel like summer but it's still spring, I told you guys this before, is that you have the anticipate. It's like building up till Christmas, right? Like getting the things ready and doing all the things. It's so exciting, and it's the build up, and you feel like you have so much time and everything else. And then Christmas Day comes and everything's exciting, and you might have the best Christmas day, but then it's all done for another year, and it's like, oh. So that's how I feel. Spring is the best part, building up to summer, and you get the nice days and you get the nice weather and you get to enjoy the season and everything. But then summer, it feels like Christmas Day, where you're just like, oh my God, it's going too fast and I don't want it to. And you just like, you might be having the best summer ever, but it's just, you know, it's going to be over soon, and then you got to wait another year, and you know, summer just goes by too quickly. So I like spring in that way, where especially if it feels like summer, but you know, you still have all of summer to go. Do you remember when I bought this and it was nice and clean? And now Steve said, that's filthy. I told you to get a blue one or a black one so you wouldn't see it. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. I'm a gardener. I'll show you guys something else, even though I did a photo shoot today with me trying to look really nice. Give me a second. Well, yesterday, okay, so you can wear gloves when you work with roses outside because of the thorns and stuff, but when you tie roses in, like climbing roses and stuff, when you tie them to something, I can't tie knots very well with big gloves on that I'm wearing so that I don't get scratched up. So my hands look like I got into a war with a cat. There's a really bad one there. And I think there is one bigger one. I had another bigger one somewhere. I can't remember where it is now. It was like a big circle one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that is my hands from working with there's a climbing rose with little white, like, roses, flowers. And the one with the big red roses, like, big like these pink ones, but red. And I have them both going on a trellis. Is it called a trellis? Like an archway over where the stream is. And so I was tying them in. I'm trying to get them to go all the way down to the bottom. Really, if I was to do it again, I would take a cutting from both of them, which I do have some cuttings that rooted. But if I was to do it again on an archway, instead of putting it on one side and then trying to get it to grow up the arch and over, although some people might like that look, I think if I was to do it again, I would take whatever the rose was, have two of them, plant them on either end of the archway, and then get them to meet up in the middle so that they're more even instead of this. So, but the thing is also that roses, when you have a horizontal, if you take a rose stem or whatever and make it horizontal, it'll encourage it to grow more stems vertical, so you'll get more blooms than just one vertical stem. So instead of like taking it and just making the stem go like over the arch like that, I've been zigzagging it so that it zigs and zags, and it gives it more like a horizontal, so that I'll get more shoots. But then that's what I did yesterday too, is like all those zigzags that I did, even though I had some growth on them, I went and trimmed them all down so that they would grow together and bushier. And so we'll see if it works, but I'm excited about that. I'm just so excited about gardening, and I love that I have the weather and the time and everything else to be out there, but I got to still do the other things that matter too. Like if we're getting our floors done in the next few weeks, that means everything has to be out of the living room and dining room. So I have to move everything. It'll take 3 days, he said, from start to finish basically, but that's 3 days of trying to function in the other rooms, not being in here, but around everything that we're going to have to move, it's going to be insane and a bit complicated. Like, let's say we put lots of stuff in the office, and it's like, okay, well, so we won't use the office for 3 days, and then I need to print something, and the printer's all the way at the end. We'll see what we're going to do. But yeah, I do want the floors done. The good news is it's going to look amazing when our floors are done. Sorry, it was just reconnecting there. The bad news is I can't just push things around when I want things moved and everything and drag them around, because the floors will be nice. We don't want to scratch the new floors. So I'll have to ask for help, which is something I'm not known to do. Not that I'm not embarrassed to ask for help. If someone's around and they'll help me. What it is that I don't like the guilt trip of people like when in the huffing and puffing, like, can you help me move this? Oh, if I have to. It's like, oh, okay, well, thanks. It's not like I ask for much, and then when you ask me for stuff, you know, and I'm not talking about Steve, I'm talking about the kids. They, you know what I mean? They don't hesitate to ask, Mom, can I do this? Can you do this for me? Can you do that? And it's like, oh, can you help me do this? It's like, okay. Like, it's like the worst thing in the world. Mom said it is plus 15 here, and it's like almost, yeah, it's like 1:40 in the afternoon. So that's basically what it's been here, about like in the afternoons. At peak temperature, it's about 15 or 16. Sunny and clear skies. And then it gets down to about between 2 and 5 overnight. And it said, I'll have to check the weather again if it's changed, but it did say like mid-April, there was like going to be one night that it was going to be -2, which is really frustrating because of my frog spawn. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys, I took pictures of it and put it on the internet. I've been waiting 7 years, I think, since I built the first wildlife pond. 7 or 8 years I've been waiting, and I finally have frog spawn. I'm checking on it every day, and I just don't know. So there's things that help it develop, like the warmer the temperatures, the quicker it will develop. But I keep looking at it every day and thinking, like, are they supposed to be moving in there? Is nature working properly? I'm just really excited but nervous about my first frog spawn. But the fact that there is frogs means that in coming years I might have more. So it's happening finally after 7 or 8 years. But like I said, things like frost could kill off some of it, or if not all of it. And then plants. I haven't emptied my greenhouse yet partly because I haven't got to that part of putting stuff out, but also then even one night of -2 could kill a lot of the plants that I overwinter in the greenhouse if I put them out. So I have to check the weather. You know, the predictions are always changing, so I'll have to see if it's changed yet. I don't know what else to tell you guys about. So a couple things health related regarding me, if you want to know what's going on with me. Yay, perimenopause. So as if, you know, all the stuff that women have to go through isn't fun enough, and you know that you're going to have menopause eventually. Who knew that there was like a thing called perimenopause? Thank you, Zena. Zena says, Lisa, you look gorgeous. Thank you. So yeah, who knew there was a thing called perimenopause, so that you had to deal with shit before menopause? So 2 things that I've had already, which maybe, what is that, TMI, too much information, one of them, but I want to be real with you guys and tell you like what I've had. I've told you guys before that I had like really itchy area, and like a yeast, it wasn't a yeast infection, and it wasn't like a buildup of bacteria or whatever. It was actually low estrogen, so I have to be on estrogen so that I don't get really itchy down yonder. So that's my first symptom of perimenopause. The second one is my periods that have always been regular, and I always have had cramps, and I've had heavy flow for the first few days. What's happened with them is they are even more heavy flow. So it seems like the pain of the cramps seem to coincide with the flow. So the heavier the flow, the more cramping there is. So now you imagine that when I was a teenager and had really bad cramps, now I have more flow, which is just gross. And yeah, guys think it's gross. Like, girls don't think it's cool. We think it's gross too, but we have to live with it. So, and then the other thing is the pain. So what's happening with the pain? The pain is so bad that I want to take painkillers, but if you take too many painkillers, you can damage your organs. But it's really hard to function when you're in that much pain. So, and I know I can't, when I tell Steve this, he's like, tell me about it, because he has a broken neck and he lives his life in pain. But the same thing, like he can't take pills. He has to wait every 4 hours, and even then you can only take them so many times in a day, and you got to just try and get through without, you know, because there's only so much they can give you. But what's happening now is that, like, my gut really hurts if I take too many painkillers, and I don't want to damage my organs, but I can't. So I have to not take painkillers, but then I'm in like serious pain. So I need to go to the doctor for that, to figure out some kind of remedy for the few days that I have pain that's so bad that I can barely function, if there's anything that can reduce the pain. And the other thing is, as you guys know from, if you've watched from weeks ago, that I have high blood pressure. So I've done my blood work, I've done the urine sample, I've done, what was the other one? Oh, the ECG, and everything seems normal for that, which is great. But Melody, if you're still watching, I wanted to tell you too, to check your blood pressure. It's not expensive to get the machine that you can have at home, and you check your own blood pressure. But because hypertension runs in our family, and you know that grandma had strokes, it's important for all of us to just watch our blood pressure. And it was only chance that Steve bought one of those things for at home to check his own, and then we checked mine. I don't feel any symptoms of high blood pressure. Like, there is sometimes that you'll feel dizzy, or you'll feel, I can't remember what the other ones are, so you can look them up. But I didn't even know I had high blood pressure, but I do. And that's where you're like, with hypertension, you're at more risk of strokes and those things. So all I have to do is take a pill to bring my blood pressure down. But now that we've done all those things, I have to book the appointment with the doctor for her to prescribe me something to take for the blood pressure. So I'm just telling you guys, and like, I need to do these things. I need to, yeah. So the pain killers for a few days a month, and the blood pressure medicine, those are the things that I need to do with my health. Other than that, oh, and I like right, yeah, which wrist did I do first? Yeah, my right one. I did my right hand first, right, my carpal tunnel. So that one's healed and well. And you guys, besides all my scratches from the roses, you guys can see that it's healed like really, really well. You can see a bit of like the dots in a row from where the stitches were, but for the most part, like, that's really good. But I still haven't got my left side done, so that's something that was supposed to be done in the new year as well. I don't know when I want to have that done. I might even wait until after summer, because I want to do so much outside. I don't want to have to take those few weeks off to rest. Whereas in the autumn or winter, there's less to do in the garden, or even August. Like August, when you get to July and August in the garden, it's more like maintenance, but that's when you get to really enjoy things. And then it's just like maintenance, like watering and stuff, and just enjoying and maybe deadheading. But you're not like working hard to make your beds and to plant your seeds and to do all the, you know what I mean? Unless you're harvesting in August or September, harvesting any crops that you've planted, which I'm not doing this year, really, as I've said. So what else can we talk about? Oh, so the other thing is, like, I've been wearing my mouth guard at night because I clench my teeth at night. And if I don't wear my mouth guard, I wake up with headaches. But the last few days, I have had these headaches that just like will not go away, like even all night long. Like, I can't even sleep well because of these headaches, and I don't know what's causing them, but I'm wondering if it has to do with the high blood pressure. So it's even more reason that I need to call the doctor and be like, okay, like, so if we've done all these tests now, get me on the meds, because if whatever's causing these headaches is like making me crazy, because like I said, I'm wearing my mouth guard, so it's not clenching my teeth at night. And as most people know, and it's not a migraine, I still will not compare this to a migraine, where I will tell you that my period cramps are like really severe and they hurt really bad. They're still not as bad as contractions, but they're really bad. So my head hurts and it is hard to function, but I'm not going to compare it to somebody who gets migraines, because those are like debilitating, like you can't do anything. So anyways, this is just a really bad headache. So it's more like hard to focus and just annoying because it hurts and I don't like being in pain. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people like pain, but I'm not one of them. So family. Everybody's good. The kids are on break for a few weeks, I guess, and like spring break. And anything new to tell you about with them? No. Jackson turned 2. That's our grandson. And Allison's boyfriend, Ash, his son. So Allison's stepson. So our step-grandson, he turned 5. His name is Finley. And, oh, Melody, does sleep apnea give you headaches? Because Steve said that too, like all last night and this morning, my head has been hurting so bad. And he said that I was snoring like really bad last night. Like I can't remember what a trucking convoy or something. Like he compared it to something, like my snoring was really bad. He's pretty sure I have sleep apnea. But the reason is not because I think he has sleep apnea because he will stop breathing sometimes and then take in like a gasp of air. And like, so I think he has it that way, but he thinks I have it because you and mom have it and I snore just as bad as you guys do. And so because of that, maybe I do have it. So, you know, he already thinks it's sexy, like at least with this wrist being like the carpal tunnel surgery. But, you know, when I have to put my wrist guards on, my mouth guard in, my eye mask on, and now I'm going to have this mask on. I'm just super did I say my mouth guard? Just all sexy right for bed. Good night, honey. So I sound like weird because of my mouth guard. It's like you couldn't get sexier than that. So I'll have to look into sleep apnea, one stupid health concern at a time, right? So Melody, you remind me to get my shit together and I will check on you to make sure you've been checking your blood pressure as well. And I don't know what else to tell you guys. Life is life. We want to do so much and balance everywhere, like eating, cooking, hobbies, working, family, friends, and just trying to be happy. And I'm trying to do, but at the same time, we don't want to do it all to our detriment. We don't want to, that word keeps coming up. We don't want to do it all to where we're burnt out or we're exhausted all the time and we're not really enjoying life. But we've got everything done on our to-do list. So don't forget to take time to just, I wrote that as my daily affirmation today, is that some days are just slower than others, and that's okay. That's what I wrote because I try to make my daily affirmations regarding something about that day. And the last few days, I've been having super good days where I've been getting lots done in the garden, being very productive, coming in, getting a few things cleaned up in the kitchen, or the days that I did some of the miniature making when I came in with polymer clay. And I've been having really productive, good days. But today, because of the headache and everything, it was just and then, I slept in longer too because of the headache. I didn't want to get up because of it. And so even going outside, and then I wanted to garden, but then I was I don't want to get stuck into something because my hair was straight from yesterday and I didn't want to get all dirty if I was doing the photos and the live and stuff. So it was a slower day, and you know what, that's okay. So I still could do things on my phone. I added photos to Facebook of my miniature making that I've done in the last month and a half. And I've added photos candids the end of March. And then I have the garden photos for March, almost ready to go onto my Facebook. So I've done stuff like that. That's slower stuff. So don't burn yourself out. Just listen to the birds, feel the breeze, and I moved the table and chairs because we don't have one in the back right now because the wooden one fell apart. So I brought the metal one from the front of the house into the back. So I have somewhere to sit out there, and then I can do my journaling out there and just, yeah. So some days we're going to be really super physically productive or mentally productive, and some days are going to be slower, and that's okay. Don't forget to have that balance because you don't want to burn out. You don't need to be superwoman or man. And you got to get, think about what your priorities are. Think about what you really want to get out of life and how much of what you're doing is actually working for where you want to go in life. Are you taking more on than you need to? Are there some things that you could let go and not be? If you're on a bunch of committees and all this stuff and you're trying to do all these things for other people, it's great and pat on the back to you, but are you doing it for the right reasons? Is it really benefiting your soul? And is it helping you get to where you want to go? So no one's gonna, like, no one can do for you what you can do for yourself. So you got to look out for number uno first. Melody said yes, because I have had high blood pressure for quite a few years already. Oh, I didn't know that. So you already know you have high blood pressure, and are you on something? And now I have high cholesterol. Okay. With high cholesterol, hang on a second. Is that the thing that, if I'm not mistaken, and I might have told you guys this before, I think it was cholesterol, that Steve had high cholesterol and they were trying to give him these pills. Is that something that Mom had? And then Billy told Mom not to take them. And is it called like Vastatin or something statin? And they were trying to get Steve to take them, and he did. And then his hand started peeling. And they're really, like, they have really bad reviews, whatever this medicine is, and it doesn't even really help the problem. I think it was high cholesterol. So, but then Steve was eating like 2 yogurts a day, just like Activia ones. He was eating my yogurts, but then I ended up buying more for him. But it's like the knockoff version of Activia, but as long as it has active proteins in it. When he went back to the doctor, his cholesterol was down, and the doctor said, oh, that Vastatin or whatever it was called, it must be working for you. And he's like, no, remember, I quit that already, because it was, making my hands peel and everything. And he said, the only thing I've changed is I eat 2 yogurts every night before bed. And he's like, well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because it's working. So I don't know if there's something to it or not, but it's worth giving it a shot. Try eating 2 active yogurts, like just the little pots, or like a half of, whatever, the equivalent of 2 little pots every day, and then seeing if it helps with your cholesterol. That's, like he said, that was the only thing he changed at that time, and it brought his cholesterol down. So, but he has researched that medicine, and Billy did a bunch of research on it, and whatever it's called, like, it's not good. So I don't know what you take for your, high cholesterol now, but, Melody says, so I have trying to wee at healthy. Sometimes I get a headache from oversleeping. I know that is true too. That's the other thing this week with the sunny weather and stuff. And I wrote that as one of my affirmations. I have been trying to get to bed early and actually getting out of bed, and it has made a huge difference. One of the days though, I only got 4 hours of sleep, but it was okay. But I got up at 6, and I sat in the greenhouse because it's still a bit chilly outside, but the sun was out. So I sat in the greenhouse and I had a cup of tea and my toast. I posted about that too, and then did some journaling, and I was just like, and then the day after that when I woke up, even though I had just got out of bed and I had had the right amount of sleep, and I was like this, like, and Steve's like, what are you so happy about? And I'm like, I don't know. I just, you know what I mean? Like getting to bed early and actually getting the right amount of sleep. And yeah, so I agree. If I oversleep, I can get a headache from that as well. Melody says, it all depends on how high the levels are. I'm already on a statin. So that is, I mean, you wrote a statin, but I think you, like, because it probably auto-corrected it to that. So whatever that stuff is on, I don't think it's good. I would research it and see if there's an alternative to that. Melody says, even a good diet would help my level of cholesterol. Yes. So I remember back when we still lived at home. I don't know if you did, but when I still lived at home with Mom and Dad, and there was a time when somebody's cholesterol was high, and it had to do with, I don't know if it was the salt or the eggs or like something that they were eating. Like they had to change their diet because of the cholesterol, but I can't remember exactly what brings your bad cholesterol higher. But like I said, just try the yogurt things and do your own research on that drug and make up your own mind. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I just haven't heard good things about it. And I know Steve's really good at researching things, so just check into it and see what you think. Oh, wooden eggs is a myth. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if it's eggs. I don't even know. I don't think it was the eggs. I don't know if it was the salt on the eggs or like I just can't remember what it is. I don't remember. So I don't know what brings your high cholesterol, your bad cholesterol high, especially like for Steve, because like you would say processed foods, but we don't really eat a lot of processed food in this house. We eat a lot of normal, like, what do you call it? Raw foods, natural foods, and then make them. So this is, I think I might have told you guys this, but this is so funny. So when me and Steve went away on our holiday a couple weeks ago, when we got back, Thomas is like, I had to keep going to the shop every couple days and getting some food because the freezers are full. So like he couldn't buy stuff to put it in the freezer so that he didn't have to go to the store. I'm like, okay, so you had to go and buy food because the freezers are full? Because the freezers are full of food, like meat and cheese and things that freeze. Like, I was like, I didn't leave you guys starving. Like all of the kids, there's like jars of pasta and rice and, you know what I mean? Meat and eggs and bread and like all the basics. But guess what? You have to make the food. And he is really good when he wants to. Like he is a good cook, but lots of people, including myself, can be lazy and want the quick like things. But I just think it's like that thing that I heard years ago too, where it's like, oh, let's not go to that nightclub. No one goes there anymore because it's too full. It's too packed. It's like, what? So no one goes there anymore because it's too packed with people? So yeah, that's what it reminded me of, like no room in the freezer. Funny stuff. So I don't know what my cholesterol's at. I don't know how they check for that, but I mean, like I keep getting these. Okay, so what they call it here, MOT for cars, is like a motor. I don't know what MOT stands for. Somebody who's watching can look it up for me if you want. But it has to do with like, it's like your check on your car once a year. You have to get it approved and make sure everything's functioning well for it to be on the road. You have to pass your MOT. So the funny thing is like, that's what they kind of call you, like if you get a physical. Blood test. Okay, well then they probably checked for that too. I can look online on the GP app and see all my test results and everything else. I just don't know how to interpret them. It tells me all the information, but I don't know what these numbers mean. So anyways, MOT. So like when I've gone to the doctors for these blood tests and stuff, I come back with a good, like a passing MOT. I passed my MOT. So yeah, it would be funnier if it's just, you know what, it's hard being bilingual. No, like living in two different cultures, because Steve will do that too. He'll say something and it's like a joke, and anybody who knows the culture here, or, you know, that they might laugh, but I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't get it. And he's like, no, because, and then he has to explain it to me, and he's like, it's not funny if I have to explain it to you. I'm like, but I don't even know who those characters are. So how can I? Yeah, so that happens. So it's the same thing with the MOT. If I told you guys in North America, oh yeah, I passed my MOT for my body, then people would not know what I'm talking about. And even me explaining it, I've taken too much time trying to explain it. As you can see, having my hair straight does not make me play with my hair any less than when it's curly. Oh, this guy's flopped over. I have a little vase over there with like ones that were broken and everything, so nobody got wasted. Well, we have a few minutes left before we go. Like I said, next week we're going to be doing we are going to be doing Easter stuff, whether it's crafts or snacks in the kitchen, but it'll be Easter themed next Sunday for sure. Have we watched any movies? Me and Steve are watching a 6-part series right now called Protection, and it's a British one, and it's about protective custody, have the police that work in protective custody and the people who are in, like, you know, what do you call it, like when you're hiding, when people don't know where you are. Anyways, that's what it's called, Protection. It's only 6 episodes. We watch Matlock every week with Kathy Bates. Love that show. And we've watched Hacks. We're almost done that one. It's about, I think I told you about, it's about an older lady comedian and a younger lady comedian, and they both have issues. So then the younger one has to end up writing for the older one, and then they fight lots, but they get along, and it's very sweet and funny, and it's a good show. So Hacks. We watch, oh yeah, I told you guys this already, that we're watching one called Utopia from Australia. It actually has gotten better this season. It is funnier than in the beginning, but it's still not as funny as Fisk, F-I-S-K. If you look up Fisk, the actress she's in both of them, but she is like Fisk is funny, Fisk. It's an Australian sitcom, and she's like a probate lawyer or whatever, like for wills and stuff like that. It's funny. But have we watched a movie lately? There was a movie we watched, and I can't remember what it was. It's not coming to me. So, what else are you guys up to this week? This week, I don't think... Well, we do have... I have art class and babysitting one of the days, and we always need groceries. But, yeah. So, and my friend Zena, who said that I look beautiful today, we need to walk, so we're probably going to go for a walk this week. Me and Steve want to walk as well. And part of my even just starting out, okay, the thing with the working out, one of the reasons that I did my hair and everything and took these pictures now is because inadvertently being out in the garden and doing stuff in the garden, I'm working out a little bit already. So even if I get into shape more and stuff like that, it wouldn't work as well with the wanting to be the bigger Barbie image. So I got those pictures out of the way so that, yeah, but also walking. So Tom walks his dog Sasha every day when he gets home from work. He takes her to the park so she can run and stuff. So I was thinking of taking her, like, once we get up and Steve's off to work and everything, that I might take Sasha for a walk. So it gets me out of the house, gets me walking. She's a quick enough dog, like she's a dog, so we can walk fast. You know what I mean? It's not like she's gonna lag behind. She's young. And so then it gets me walking, gets my rhythm up, and then I'll be in better shape to go for walks with Zena. And just start getting my, because that's like, even when I was doing my workouts before, when I was doing, like cardio and, strength building and everything else, then when Steve was speed walking and stuff and I was going for walks with him, it's totally different muscles. So, it's good to have both. And yeah, so I think I might start walking Sasha, try to do it every day, but we'll see. Even a few days a week, like, gives me a better excuse to look at people's gardens and their flowers and stuff if I'm walking by with a dog instead of just looking like a nosy neighbor. Also, like, I know that sometimes people don't want to hear about, especially like in this world that we live in now, and we have to be body positive and yada yada. So there's going to be things that people don't want to hear about on this, but I don't know what certain people want to hear about and what you don't. So if there's something you want me to talk about, then definitely let me know. And if it's something that you don't want to hear about, I can't help that because I'm going to be me. So we're going to talk about death. We're going to talk about gardening. We're going to talk about fitness, working out, and eating healthy because I'm on that, journey again. And what else? We're going to talk about miniatures and crafting. We're going to talk about meal plans and different recipes. And this is, if you tune in to hear what I'm doing or what I'm up to, then those are the things you're going to hear about. And I can't help it until eventually when I get them on YouTube, if I actually break up what's on an episode so that if someone wants to hear about something specific, they can go to it. But that was my plan originally. We'll see if I do that. Because I'd like to know, too, that, like, when did I say that? When did I talk about that? That was a good episode, whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great week. And we will see you guys next Sunday. And my hair will not be straight. You know why? Because even though it only took me 30 minutes to do this, which is pretty quick, most of the time... Oh, the only other thing is that you can see so many broken hair and stuff because that doesn't say most days. My hair is in a ponytail. So obviously I just break my hair off and stuff. Like, I don't do my hair most days. So, let alone, but who knows? Actually, like I said, it was so quick to do it that, like, I'm just so excited. Melody says bye from me and Mom. Bye, guys. Love you. And yeah, I'll see you next week.